This video will show you how to replace the rear trailing arm bracket on a Pontiac Grand Prix. This will be located under the vehicle in front of the rear wheel. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. The first thing we have to do is safely raise and support the rear of the vehicle so the wheel's off the ground. Once you've done that, we're going to remove all 5 of our 19mm lug nuts and remove the wheel. Now that we have the wheel out of the way, we have a clear view of our rear trailing arm. Let's make our way safely under this area of the vehicle. Now from under this area, we're following our trailing arm towards where we can see our bracket mounted to the body of the vehicle. In between the trailing arm and the bracket itself, you're going to find that there's an 18mm headed mounting bolt coming from the inboard side towards the outboard side. Out here, there's an 18mm mounting nut. I'm going to fully loosen this, but I'm going to leave my nut on just a couple threads. Now that I have that mounting bolt loose, I still have the nut in place as I mentioned. Looking in the same area, we're looking at the bracket itself now. We can see 3 15mm headed mounting bolts. Let's remove all 3 of these. Just keep in mind when you do, this could potentially start coming down. Just be aware of that. We can remove the mounting bolt in between the 2. Now this one is stuck in place. I'm going to be unscrewing it the rest of the way out. Now let's slide the bracket out of place. There it is, friend. Let's get ready to install the brand new trailing arm bracket. Prior to installing our trailing arm bracket, let's make sure we clean and inspect the body where the bracket would sit. I'm using a wire brush. First, let's make sure we have the bracket in the proper orientation. We have the area with the 2 mounting bolt ports facing towards the rear of the vehicle and 1 bolt port facing towards the front. We'll bring our trailing arm up into position, aligning the mounting bolt port. Start the mounting bolt through from the inboard side towards the outboard side and start on your mounting nut. Now we can install the bracket onto the body of the vehicle. We'll align it and start in all 3 of the mounting bolts. We are not tightening any of them yet. Now we're going to secure our mounting bracket to the body of the vehicle. Let's snug up all 3 of the mounting bolts. Okay, so the bolts are bottomed out. I'm going to torque them to 65 foot-pounds with my torque wrench. Before we go to snug and torque the hardware for the trailing arm, the next thing we have to do is apply upward pressure under the rear suspension. We're attempting to bring it to original ride height position. At that point, we can tighten the hardware. I'm using a pull jack. Now looking along the area where our trailing arm connects to our bracket, we're going to tighten our mounting bolt and then torque that to 77 foot-pounds. Now we can remove support from under the rear suspension. Okay friend, we finished our installation. The process for one side of the vehicle is the exact same thing as the other. Once you've completed your service, make sure you get yourself in alignment. Let's install our rear wheel. Once you have your wheel in place, start on all 5 of your 19mm lug nuts. We'll bottom them out. Get the wheel back on the ground and torque all of them to 100 foot-pounds. Now that I have the wheel back on the ground, I'm going to be torquing each one of my lug nuts to that 100 foot-pounds in a crisscross manner. Torqued.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.